The prospect of a rematch between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao has reignited the boxing world's imagination, stirring up a storm of anticipation and debate. The saga began with a reported confrontation that unfolded backstage at a high-profile boxing event, where Mayweather, known for his flair for drama, directly challenged Pacquiao face-to-face. The encounter, caught on camera, sent shockwaves through the sport, with fans and analysts buzzing about the possibility of a second showdown between these two legends. The tension was palpable as Mayweather, ever the showman, pressed Pacquiao on the long-rumored rematch, a fight that has been teased for nearly a decade since their 2015 mega-fight. That first bout, billed as the fight of the century, was a tactical chess match that left some fans wanting more action, and now, the prospect of a sequel has everyone talking. Rewind to May 2, 2015, when Mayweather and Pacquiao finally met in the ring after years of negotiations, disputes, and hype. The fight was a global spectacle, generating unprecedented revenue and attention. Mayweather emerged victorious with a unanimous decision, extending his undefeated record and pocketing a reported $250 million. Pacquiao, however, claimed a shoulder injury hampered his performance, a revelation that sparked controversy and left many questioning the result. Despite the disappointment of some fans who found the fight too technical, it remains one of the most significant moments in boxing history. The idea of a rematch has lingered ever since, fueled by cryptic comments, occasional meetings, and the fighter's own words. In the recent confrontation, Mayweather's challenge was direct and unapologetic. He asserted his dominance, claiming Pacquiao was never on his level and urging him to accept the loss from their first fight. Mayweather's confidence stems from his belief that he outclassed Pacquiao from the opening bell, reading his opponent's movements and exploiting weaknesses with surgical precision. He emphasized his strategic edge, noting that he sensed his superiority early in the 2015 bout and maintained control throughout. For Mayweather, the narrative is clear. He's the better fighter, and a rematch would only reinforce that truth. He dismissed Pacquiao's claims of injury, pointing out that the Filipino star appeared fine before the fight, throwing combinations and waving to the crowd with no visible issues. Pacquiao, however, has a different perspective. He responded to Mayweather's challenge with calm resolve, stating he's ready to fight and has always been ready. His words carried a challenge of their own, flipping the pressure back onto Mayweather to make the rematch a reality. Pacquiao believes he outperformed Mayweather in 2015, despite the official scorecards, and is eager for a chance to prove it in a more action-packed sequel. He's made it clear he wants a professional fight, not an exhibition, emphasizing his desire to deliver the kind of bout fans have been craving. Pacquiao's camp, including trainer Freddie Roach, shares this sentiment, with Roach boldly claiming that a healthy Pacquiao would walk right through Mayweather in a rematch. Roach sees the fight as a potential capstone for both fighters' careers, a chance to settle the score and retire with their legacies cemented. The boxing community is divided on what this rematch would mean. For Mayweather, it's an opportunity for another massive payday, something he's openly admitted to chasing. Since retiring from professional boxing, he stayed active with lucrative exhibition bouts against non-boxers like YouTubers and MMA fighters, but none have matched the prestige or financial windfall of a Pacquiao fight. Critics argue Mayweather is selective about his opponents, choosing moments when they're past their prime to minimize risk to his undefeated record. Some, like commentator Skip Bayless, suggest Mayweather is hesitant to face Pacquiao in a true professional rematch, fearing the possibility of a first career loss. Pacquiao, on the other hand, is seen as driven by legacy more than money. His willingness to step back into the ring, even at 46, speaks to his competitive spirit and desire to give fans the fight they deserve. The WBC president, Mauricio Suleiman, has weighed in on the speculation, acknowledging the excitement surrounding a potential rematch but urging caution. He emphasized that any sequel would need to be a professional fight with proper terms, not a glorified exhibition. Suleiman's support for Pacquiao's recent return to the ring, including approving a title shot, reflects confidence in the Filipino's enduring skill and appeal. However, he stressed the importance of focusing on Pacquiao's immediate challenges, such as his fight against Mario Barrios, before diving into rematch talks. Analysts have noted that Barrios, a younger and hungrier fighter, would likely need a knockout to secure a clear victory over Pacquiao, given the veteran's experience and favor with judges. A controversial decision in Barrios' favor could further fuel calls for a Mayweather-Pacquiao rematch, especially if Pacquiao emerges victorious. Pacquiao's recent performances have only heightened the intrigue. After his win against Adrian Broner, with Mayweather in attendance as a co-promoter, Pacquiao called out his rival directly, urging him to come out of retirement. Mayweather's lack of response at the time, stone-faced and silent, spoke volumes, suggesting reluctance to engage in a professional rematch. Pacquiao, however, remains undeterred, repeatedly stating his belief that he won their 2015 fight and expressing frustration at Mayweather's perceived avoidance. He's accused Mayweather of dodging a true showdown, a sentiment echoed by critics who point to Mayweather's history of carefully timed fights. Yet, Mayweather's own words reveal a deep respect for Pacquiao's abilities. As far back as 2009, before their rivalry took shape, Mayweather picked Pacquiao to defeat Miguel Cotto, praising his speed, power, and relentless pressure. This acknowledgement underscores the complexity of their relationship, blending respect with competitive fire. The debate over whether a rematch should be an exhibition or a professional fight is a sticking point. Pacquiao has been adamant that he wants a real fight, not a scripted spectacle. He believes fans deserve a competitive bout, not a fashion show or a cautious display like their 2015 encounter. Mayweather, however, has leaned toward exhibitions in recent years, citing his desire to avoid the physical toll of professional boxing. He's spoken candidly about retiring on his own terms, not letting the sport dictate his exit. For Mayweather, exhibitions allow him to entertain, stay active, and maintain control over his career without risking his health or record. Pacquiao, conversely, sees boxing as a calling, not just a paycheck. His willingness to fight at 46, despite a storied career, reflects a hunger to prove himself and deliver for the fans. The financial stakes are undeniable. The 2015 fight shattered revenue records, and a rematch, even a decade later, would likely draw massive interest. Mayweather has openly discussed his love for big paydays, joking about stealing more money with high-profile bouts. Pacquiao, while less focused on the financial aspect, recognizes the global appeal of a rematch and its potential to cap his career on a high note. The boxing world is watching closely, with insiders speculating that Mayweather's recent confrontation was a calculated move to drum up interest and set the stage for negotiations. Whether it leads to a signed contract remains uncertain, but the buzz is undeniable. Fans and analysts alike are weighing in on what a rematch would look like. Mayweather's defensive mastery and ring IQ made him nearly untouchable in their first fight, but Pacquiao's relentless aggression and improved conditioning could make a sequel more competitive. Roach's assertion that a healthy Pacquiao would dominate hinges on the belief that the shoulder injury in 2015 was a significant factor. Mayweather, however, dismisses this, insisting Pacquiao was outclassed regardless of any injury. The contrast in their styles, Mayweather's elusive precision versus Pacquiao's high-volume pressure, promises a fascinating tactical battle, provided both fighters are at their best. The broader context of their careers adds layers to the story. Mayweather, with his 50-0 record, has built a legacy on being unbeatable, carefully managing his career to avoid risks. Pacquiao, with his 8 division world titles, is celebrated for taking on all comers, regardless of size or style. Their 2015 fight was a clash of philosophies as much as skill sets, and a rematch would reignite that narrative. For Pacquiao, it's a chance to rewrite history and prove he's the better fighter. For Mayweather, it's about reinforcing his dominance and adding another chapter to his untouchable legacy. As the boxing world awaits clarity, the focus remains on Pacquiao's upcoming fights and Mayweather's next move. Will Mayweather take the bait and sign for a professional rematch, or will he stick to exhibitions? Can Pacquiao, at 46, still compete at the elite level needed to challenge a fighter like Mayweather? The answers are uncertain, but the excitement is palpable. A rematch would be more than a fight. It would be a cultural event, a chance to revisit one of boxing's greatest rivalries and give fans the closure they've been seeking for nearly a decade. Whether it happens as a professional bout or an exhibition, the stage is set for a dramatic second act.